Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to R&D for analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. That's it. Get to work and be effective. Warning, planetfall imminent. Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall procedure initialized. Planetfall complete. Please ensure the integrity of your multi-purpose exploration suit is at 100%. Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is THECorranHorn, and I come to you reporting for Fixit duty, care of Rogue Squadron and the New Jedi Order, of which I am known as Jedi Knight and Rogue Knight. Today, I am going to give you 6,720 iron ingots a minute gloriousness. Over in this Satisfactory world, there is this place called the Dune Desert. That desert I beheld during my first major exploration expedition, and it occurred to me that this Dune Desert would be better served, my purpose and Fixit's purposes, by being converted into Egypt. Therefore, after a painstaking, long, and arduous project, I successfully converted the Dune Desert in Satisfactory to Egypt. Egyptification began with the nodes, from the nodes to the belts, from the belts to the smelters, from the smelters to the constructors, from the iron plates, casted screws, and iron rods to the reinforced iron plates. We're coming up on the Dune Desert now. Give you a good view in case you have never seen it before. And then we shall descend through the mist, come up to the southern edge of Maze Canyons, and I will show you how I turned this into this. On the left side is my assembler pyramid. In the middle is my constructor pyramid. In the far right, in the distance, is my smelter pyramid. To keep in line with my love for all things realism with this game so far, I made sure that they were aligned perfectly, just like the real pyramids in Earth. To show you that, I have a quick little picture of here of the real pyramids in Giza, now Cairo, Egypt, to show that my pyramids are indeed lined up geographically correct to the pyramids in Egypt. And so therefore, we shall move right along into Egypt 0.1 for 6,720 iron ore a minute and 6,720 iron ingots a minute. So what do you say we get down to business here? Me again, double check. Make sure that our fly mod is correctly set. And we shall be on our way. So first first thing that I did was I went around and scouted out where all the pure iron nodes were around the desert. And luckily, the iron nodes are very, very well organized for the purposes of this project. There are 7 iron nodes along this basic line here, and then 7 more iron nodes piled in and located more centrally in the middle. Therefore, I decided to make 2 minor, M-I-N-O-R, iron ore aqueducts, the first of which is here on the southern edge, starting with these 2 pure nodes. So we will go along and show all 7 of those nodes on this minor ore aqueduct. Moving right along here over to Maze Canyons, where we then turn north into the Maze Canyons and up to the 2 ponds that are over here on the east side. Then we shall digress back over here and showcase the other 7 iron nodes. This is one of them right here, coming together from their various locations. 2 more, one is right there under the train station into the other minor, M-I-N-O-R, iron ore aqueduct right here. And then this again comes back over to the same place where they come into my iron ore gutter, where they come together to form 2 sets of 7 for 14 Mark IV 480 iron ore a minute, a total of 6,720 iron ingots a minute. And then they come along the aqueduct into the smelter pyramid. Underneath here is the inputs to 14 lines of 16 iron ore smelters and some support structure is another showcase of my realism approach to Satisfactory. So here are the constructor and smelter pyramids. They are both 70 square foundations each, 70 foundations in one direction and 70 foundations in another. Here's a view of the top of the pyramids. The sides are left open primarily because at this time, even potentially with update 5, might not necessarily be able to get a nice smooth surface, kind of like what I want, because this is Egypt, and here I am showcasing a lot of different aspects. Number one, I love Egyptian architecture and symmetry, and how everything Egyptian is usually very, very symmetrical and very, very nice, neat, and orderly. I also am showcasing my love for Star Wars, as each side of these pyramids, all 12 of them, kind of look like a Star Wars Star Destroyer. And as with my name, THECorranHorn is a Star Wars character that takes place in the books after the Return of the Jedi. That aspect is also displayed there as well. I also love Stargate, and as everyone who knows Stargate knows, that the original Earth Stargate comes from and was discovered in Egypt. So here we go. Let's go into the smelter pyramid. Here are all 14 lines of 16 iron ore smelters. Got all of the inputs here that are bringing in the ore from the aqueduct below into the lines of smelters. And then we'll take a little trip down here, elevate a little bit more, and then showcase the outputs. As always, I have comprehensive backup storage and redundancy for everything. So I have a full container of extra iron ingots, just in case something goes on that I need it to utilize that for. And then coming over here to the sides of the smelters, you can see a showcase of my heavily segmented power distribution. I've got 8 and 7 and 1 iron ore smelter there. Heavily segmented power distribution there, so I can reduce production and quantity by a pretty fair amount of increments. So that is what 224 iron ore smelters looks like. And then I'll go over here to the outputs, show you the outputs here. I've got 2 sets of outputs. One is going that way to 14 awesome sinks that you can see over there in the corner, as it took a little while to get the constructor pyramid ready to chew up these ingots, so I thought might as well sink them, get some coupons, and keep my power consumption nice and steady. And then here are the primary outputs here, bringing the iron ore via the smelters and into ingot form into the outputs. And then they come down here, combine, and off over into the constructor pyramid. Decided to drop the lines down here to leave this spot up here for pedestrian traffic, etc., etc., and bring it over into the other matching pyramid, the constructor pyramid, right here. And then, as with the smelter pyramid, I bring the lines underneath here. And then, since this is my first attempt at Egypt, in my current save that I am actually working on right now over at twitch.tv/corranhorn_R9, spelled CORRANHORN_R9, where you can see me working on my second ever save. So if you like what you see so far, you can go follow me there and see projects like these taking place live and in real time. So for experimentation purposes, to see how much I could fit in these pyramids with this size, I decided to elevate all of my production to see just how high I could stack everything. As with my iron pyramids over here, I want everything to be relatively simple and easy to just duplicate, so it doesn't take too terribly long. And since I have so much space, I should be able to have a very good, nice, easy layout. So right here are all the outputs of my iron ingots coming up to the production area. And then over here, we'll see the west side of the pyramid with a little bit of empty space. Going to be filled in a lot more with Egypt 0.2. And I'll showcase one of 12 entrances here into the pyramids. All of these entrances are matching, minus the assembler pyramids entrances, which are a little bit smaller, as my assembler pyramid is 50 square foundations instead of 70, like the constructor and smelter pyramid. Here is my iron rod production lines. Right here, working away, chewing up those iron ingots. Got power distribution run up to these foundations that also serve as walkways for observation and monitoring purposes. Got 4,000 some odd iron rods being produced here a minute. Go ahead and give a comprehensive view here. Speed up a little bit through here, and then showcase the outputs. Again, I've got comprehensive backup and storage with these storage containers that then plug them out to smart splitters with overflow sinkage happening to sinks that are underneath. And then down into the belts. Here is my casted screw production line right here, producing 4.4 thousand casted screws a minute. And they come over here into Mark IV belts to my outputs. Give a good view of the ingots and the screws coming down the line here. And then we will move over to the iron plate production line. Again, nice and simple, nothing too terribly complicated. Just want something that works and is fairly easy to replicate, as that way I can get these iron pyramids up and running and then forget them and move on to the next project. And then we'll move down here, show the entire production line right here. Got close to 1,000 constructors total here in the pyramid. And another example of overflow sinkage via smart splitters down here. And then we will move on over to the assembler pyramid. Right here is where my shipping belts go to supply the train station over here that is taking the products over to my tower over there. And here's another view of the side of my constructor pyramid as we move back in to these plate and screw belts that will take the iron plates and casted screws over to the assembler pyramid. Decided to just go ahead and leave these belts above, as I wanted to just try out a different method and design here that is still pedestrian and vehicle friendly and also gets the job done, moving the items over to the assembler pyramid. Like I said earlier, 50 square foundations strong is my assembler pyramid. I'm going to take us on over the top here, showcase my initial starting area with build train station and freight platforms there, and a good view of the southwest corner of the assembler pyramid. Not really filled in that much, but that's going to change in Egypt 0.2, which I will post a video tour of upon completion of Egypt 0.2. So here are my assemblers for reinforced iron plates. Doing 200 reinforced iron plates a minute. Here I decided to go with a little bit different design with a little bit more space because I wasn't going to be filling up this pyramid anyways. This was just formed and built in its entirety for learning purposes to prepare for much larger scale projects later on. And over here I am doing some proper input supply via what I call belt tuning, more commonly referred to by the Satisfactory community as a whole as load balancing. I prefer using the word belt tuning, as when I think about load balancing, I'm thinking about payload. It makes me think about payloads and such, not things like belts and input and output accuracy, so I use the term belt tuning instead for describing the act of more accurately injecting inputs directly into a production line with accuracy as opposed to a manifold design. Both designs are perfectly valid, you just have to go about it in two different ways. Then we'll go down the line here to see all 200 of the reinforced iron plates a minute being constructed. And then again, as always, I have everything going into a smart splitter for sinkage to keep my power consumption line as nice, flat, and consistent as possible. And then the reinforced iron plates, just like the iron rods, casted screws, and iron rods from the constructor pyramid, they are being brought over here via a makeshift bridge over to the freight platforms for shipping over to my tower, which is over in grassy fields. So that's a wrap, folks. 6,720 iron ingots a minute, 4,000 iron plates a minute, 4,000 iron rods a minute and 4,000 casted screws a minute, and then 200 reinforced iron plates a minute over in my assembler pyramid. If you like this video, then please go and give me a thumbs up and a like. And if you want to see more projects like this, you can subscribe to my YouTube, and I will be posting video tours like this one and others to my YouTube once they are complete, as well as giving me a like and a subscribe. You can also leave a comment, give me some feedback on things you'd like to see more of in the future, as well as any constructive criticism, keyword constructive, that you like to see maybe a little bit of improvement upon. And also, you can also go over to twitch.tv/corranhorn_R9 to see me working on projects like this one in real time. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will look forward to seeing all your comments and feedback, as well as continuing on with my first new save ever, where I will be taking Egypt 0.2 to a whole new level with 27,000 iron ingots a minute, culminating in 1,000 reinforced iron plates a minute. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Best wishes on everyone's day.